judge told me that I put on the best show he'd seen in the courtroom for 15 years, and on my deal. And back, as I said before, I had my stroke. I could really put on the talking. So that was called the busing thing, where that came out.
Yeah, that was back in the early 70s.
Was it?
Yeah, around 1971 or 2, I think, is when all that was taking place.
Was it?
In fact, during the church episodes, you kind of had a special label, kind of a high pious order name put on you,
Pope Obnoxious.
Yeah. The first.
Yeah, Pope Obnoxious the first.
Do you know of any Pope Obnoxiouses since?
No one else has ever wanted to do it. I was more important than that one, deal.
So you'll be probably the one and only. Huh?
That's right.
All right, so the year right now is this is Mother's Day, May 13th, 2001. We made it into the new century. So what are your plans for the future?
Well, like I say, I'm not feeling so hot here lately since I had my stroke and so on. So who knows when I'm going to have to crap out and die. So there's not that much going on, because I'm limited as to what I can do for how I feel, and as I say, I can't talk that much. So I'm not that acute because of my stroke, and so I guess we'll just wait and see what God puts me into.
As far as the state of the world in this day and age, and the way countries are run and things of that nature, what's your general feeling about the state of the world? Where do you think improvement could be, or what's your thoughts on it?
Well, I over the years I've always had letters in the about stuff that I wrote, and people and that I had letters to the editor and stuff like that. In fact, the Daily Oklahoman here asked me to be on the regular deal with on the Daily Oklahoman, but to be on the payroll there, writing stuff. But I didn't want to do that way. All I wanted to do was what I wanted to do when I felt like it. So, but here lately, I think that there was a little article about the fact that, if I can remember what it says, it was about the fact that the world has gotten down to where it's gotten down to where with these kind of bombs we have now, that New York City or Los Angeles or anywhere can, or even Daily Oklahoma, Oklahoma City could be bombed, and so we nobody can keep from killing each other now. So wars are out or illegal now. It's a bum deal. When they used to, you get like when FDR put the World War II together, and I don't know how many people were killed over that stuff, and because of the economy was lousy. Well, they can't do that anymore. They shouldn't do that, or at least they shouldn't. So we'll see what happens. In the meantime, while with this thing about the new ordo, the Catholic Church isn't that important anymore to anybody, and they don't, and now the Pope, who is JP2, that's John Paul the First, he's been on the job for 20 years or something, and he's now 81 years old, and he's getting pretty frail. He's getting worse than I am for health, but he's coming out more or less saying that everything's okay now, that we don't have to have we won't have Christianity like it is anymore. Where the Jews and the Arabs and the Muslims and all these people are go back, should go, according to him, we should all go be nice people with each other and maybe he's right on that stuff. And because this stuff is having all this Christianity is usually, or religion is usually put together just to keep wars and money put out. So it's gotten to be, I think that's about the way it is now, and it waits to see what they're going to do about it.
What do you think is the solution to the Israeli-Palestinian problem?
Well, the Jews have always had a problem with Israelis, and they shouldn't have. I think it was that Harry Truman, or who was it that gave that land to over there, that gave it to the Jews?
It used to be called Palestine.
Palestine, yeah. Which president gave them that land?
Well, I don't recall exactly, but it was kind of a joint effort between the United States and England and a few others who were involved in the United Nations.
And that thing's they've been killing each other ever since, but all the time since the day. That's how Jesus showed up on the scene. Why? I guess they were killing Jews. The Jews were killing everybody back then, and the what do you call it? The Jews have, what's that deal they have? The people that are called where the people are wherever the United States gives the Holocaust. The Holocaust is the big Jew deal, and it keeps the Jews. It keeps the Jews in on their money. It keeps the money going, and the Jews are. It's a crazy deal for, and I don't know what will ever happen to that, because nobody really knows what the answer to that thing is.
It's just a big battle over real estate now.
Right.
Well, so it looks like a crowd of people are showing up here. So, you have anything else you want to just toss in on this little conversation?
Well, no, it's I think you probably have enough to talk about, and when I think of something important, I'll let you know.
Let me ask you this: looking back on your life, if you did anything different, what would you do?
I don't think I'd do any different. I had a good time, and I always enjoyed myself, and I always had a lot of fun, and I never had any complaints particularly, and it was always it's always been a fine situation ever since I've been alive, and I've enjoyed it all my life.
All right. You got a 13-year-old grandson in there. What's your advice for him?
He needs to listen to what I have to say, and I'll tell him everything he needs to know.
All right. We were talking with what's your name again?
Tom Costello, the good-looking guy.
Good-looking, best-looking guy in the United States Navy, World War II.
Right. Okay, and I'm almost that good-looking today.
Yeah. Very good.
Okay.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.